Well, hey, good morning, folks. We're going to do some artwork today. But I need to do the social media post and check make sure that my volume's coming through okay. So let's do that first. How's my volume doing? Make sure my volume's coming through okay. So let's do that first. It's okay. We're gonna grab that. I'm gonna grab the link. I have some social media posts I need to do real fast. We don't get the link to the live stream until we actually go live. That's why you always see stay tuned or starting in 20 hours or whatever. So you have time to get the social media posted and to make all the things happen. I'm just doing it here live on screen with you guys. And it takes just a minute, so you can catch me after, if you want to catch up with me in a hot second, I will be donezo. And looks like I'm done. So there you go. My name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish them online. And we're creating content for Dungeons & Dragons 5.5 using the new 2024 rules. And hold on, I just need to check my sound settings over here real quick. See where my volume's sitting at. Okay, cool. That seems okay. That all seems okay. And let's fix our screen. And that should be good to go. All right, so if you think this stuff is cool, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications when we're live in the future. Here's a bunch of books I've created on DMsGuild. Check them out. They are chock full of my art and ideas. And let's continue with some more right now. So here we go. We're working on this ship. Hold on, I got to get my screen out of the way. There we go. Here's our page. And we're currently working on ship art. So we're going to bounce down here. And how's your faith these days, Father? Let's grab this. I want to put some. I need some lighting on this. There's not enough. Shadow going on here. So let's take this brush up. I want to add some darker shadow in here. Because it's too monotone. It looks pale, a little anemic, So I want to strengthen up. First, we're going to add a little bit better shadow down here along the hull, so it feels a little more vibrant on the top deck. And then we're going to add in a little bit more cast shadows along the crew here, so it livens just animates the space a little bit better, makes it lock. It's just too monotone. It's really weird. So I'm really happy to have an opportunity to come back here and mess around with this. I very rarely will go back and futz around with a piece once I've finished it. It takes away from the now, as Edna Mode would say. But in all reality, I like going through and doing revisions on the mechanics of the book to make sure that not only does it remain sound, like technically sound, mechanically sound for where D&D is evolving, but also just, like I said, it gives me a chance to come back and freshen up some artwork that could have been done better. I'm going to be revising all the Color Mana books that I built, Arcane Trickster, the Knights and Tricksters book, the Color Mana system, Spellpoint Warlocks, Universal Spell Points, and High Magic. We're going to be doing some tweaks and revisions to those projects, as well as like the 2025 rebuild in general. And since the Color Mana book was the first book that I created, this is it's been 8 years since I've started making books. So I think there's a chance for me to go back here and make these books better for both mechanics in 2025 and just to make the book look better, because I can do better. So I'm going to. There. So there. Now we have the whole color feels a little bit better now. Now we're going to let's play around down here a little bit. Just get some light in here. Just get that cast shadow to help give it a little bit of depth. Here, I can push this stuff out here like that. That feels pretty good. A little bit more going on here. There, like that. I am very close to the mic. Yeah, the mic sounds like it's picking up all my noise just fine. I've locked up, so I'm going to hit save. Come on, baby. Where are you at? Did you just completely shut down? Hold on. There you go. Sometimes this thing locks up a little bit. Wacom is far from perfect, but it's pretty damn good. But it will occasionally glitch. Let's do that. Just a little cast. A little bit of shadow coming off of these. Just a little bit. I just think just a little shock of color in here will just helps add a little bit. It helps ground things into the deck a little bit more, you know. It's not a heavy lift. It's not like I have to do a lot of revisions. It's just something I was noticing. I thought had an opportunity here to fix a bit. Let's change all these accoutrements, the turrets, the characters, all that stuff is on a separate layer, so it's easy for me to come in here and manipulate. Actually, let's do that real quick. Just adding some mood lighting, as it were. Since this stuff is so far away from the camera, I can afford to dim it back here, and it creates a subtle gradient moving to the front of the boat that doesn't call a lot of attention to itself. But here we can blend all this in here. So we don't have to spend a lot of time on this to get the effects that we want. There we go. Yeah, we should have no problem with having this published on Tuesday, even Monday perhaps. I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna relaunch this thing. It'll be okay. I don't know why I have to say that. It's not like it's not gonna be okay. Stuff back in, and then we'll add another layer here for the cast shadow of this mast. That feels pretty good. I think I want to do just a splash across here, just to ground this in a little bit more. Let's push that. Get along that crease to blend that in a little bit better. That feels pretty good. Don't think I really need to do much more than this, honestly. Let's just pick out a little bit of the bits over here, because we got this big old gunboat basically storming the deck of this galleon. I love that. I love this piece. This is such a fun piece. I'm really glad I have an opportunity to come back and just make it better. There we go. Oh, that feels a lot better. See, everything just feels a little bit more grounded now. Let's add some shadow here for the turret. It's just a little bit of lighting, just a little smudge just to imply. Oh, God, that feels pretty good. Anything else I need to do here real quick? Let's... we're going to futz around with the nebula around here as well in a minute, so we're going to shift. But, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this boat. 20 minutes flies by, man. Having fun. There. God, I love doing this stuff. It's so fun. There. God, yeah, that feels a lot better. Man, I'm really happy with that. So let's fold that together. Yeah, I don't think I really need to do more there. I do want to mess around with the flotsam here because of the framing. I want to push into this space a little bit more and up here a little bit to just to flesh out the space. So I'm going to disappear the galleon. That's the sky. Thank you. Why are you still here? Oh, near. There we go. Framing, open up the sky again. And let's just grab some stuff and start pushing it out. There, go out here and fade this in a little bit. That, and now we can fade this stuff in. Extend this up a little bit here. Nerp. Shock that and push this up into here as well. So we should have this. We should have the artwork for this done on Monday. Honestly, Monday, maybe Tuesday. I suspect we'll. I don't know. Yeah, let's do that. We should have the art finished on Monday. We'll re-upload this to DMsGuild Monday night, and then on Tuesday next week, we'll have the bandwidth to start a new project. So I think what I'm going to do is figure out the book cover for the Spelljammer subclasses that we've been working on. Last night when we were on stream doing game design, we went through the Spelljammer subclasses that we had built. We got through Artificer through Fighter. And we're going to, on Monday next week, we're going to pick up with the Monk and get through Wizard. And at that point, so I think this weekend I'm going to need to spend some time working on text and layouts for the... siege for ship weapon masteries up through the fighter. I can do layouts for that stuff. I'll need to do an intro page and TOC, but table of contents. But we're just about at a place where we can start building out the Spelljammer subclasses book and do the artwork for it. So we'll start with the book cover. That'll give us like a week of time or so, depending on how crazy we go on the cover. I have no idea what that book cover is going to is supposed to be is going to be. I'm curious to find out. Hey Fox, it's good to see you. Or as I call it, boss battle for the work week. Right on, man. Good morning to you, sir. Let's do that. And then grab just a little bit of this lighting here and have that pour in like that. But yeah, this piece is just about done. There's not a lot I needed to do with it at all. I just needed to fix the shading, the lighting on deck here was my primary concern. But let's disappear you again here real quick, buddy, and push this mass out like that. Slowly buzzing our way through these. Yeah, feels pretty good. Let's see. We can do a little bit more. I think I'll just grab a little shock down here. Let's stack up just another layer real quick and add a little darkness here that can then fade out, so there's less of a shift. Yeah, there. See, that feels really, really good. There we go. What's up? Officially started converting 2 Eberron haters into Inquisitives. Good times were had by all. Hey, nice. Congratulations, man. You ran up. You ran your first session last night, I'm guessing. Was it last night? That's awesome. I can still hear myself, and that's bothering me. So let's see if I can bring this down a snitch. Okay, that should be better. There we go. All right. Eberron's fun, man. It's a great campaign setting for D&D in general. I mean, hats off to Keith for building that thing. It's sweet. I love Eberron. Okay, that feels pretty good. Now I want to go back to the past and grab ourselves a flurry of stars. It's full of stars. So let's go back to this piece and pilfer. Duplicate layer. Down to the stars in this sky. And where are you at? Free transform. There's our box. Let's try that. There we go. Subtle. Free transform. Give this a twist. Free transform. Give us a flip. Free transform, see where we're sitting. There we go. Subtle, just a little peppering in there, just to make sure it's not forgotten. You know what? Honestly, I think I'm okay with this piece. Thanks, Fox. 2 nights ago, right on, but it went well. I noticed Eberron is vastly different from DMD, and the players had many. This feels nothing like Stays. Nice. See, that's good. That's so good. That looks good. I like how you're using the clouds to transition into the art of paint. I love doing that too. Oh my god, thank you. It's similar to the watercolor splash effect that Wizards puts in their books. It's highly inspired there. But the wild sea, the nebulous cloud effects, the astral sea, it all lends itself to that very much thematically to that clipping effect. So yeah, thank you. Very, very appreciate you. All us artists want is some sort of acknowledgement, right? So we're gonna do the same with this. I think I can improve upon this model as well. And obviously, this isn't the space has changed a little bit from what it was to what it could be. So let's take the illustration as a whole. I think I can. Boy, oh boy, that's a large space that you aren't occupying. Let's up it a bit. Why are you so big? That's probably why. Hold on, what's going on down here? So let's just get rid of it. It's not a use, get rid of the caboose. Let's drop that all together there again, and then pull this all back together here again, and let's try this again. Free transform. Expand on that a little bit. Too much. Okay, nah, we could probably just leave this be. I was futzing around the size to see if it felt right, changing the size, and it doesn't. It doesn't feel good at all. So I'm gonna conceal the bubble and just work in the sky space here. I think that's a real fine place to start. Transform. Derp. Let's try this. Free transform. Those are. Star, flotsam, stars, which we have plenty of. And we have flotsam here, we have flotsam here, and what's going on with this framing here? Oh, we can ignore that. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna overlay, I think. And just do some paint over. So let's drop this in here like that to start smoothing out this color. So I think it's a little too invasive to have this so aggressively leaking into the frame here. Let's push that out. Yeah, there. just continue the blending process. We'll just be mashing clouds here for the rest of the session. And when we finish this, we have more clouds to mash on the next page. So this is just going to be me doing smudge work for the rest of the session. So let's see if we can get out of our own way and see what crops up as fun conversation, if anything arises. Take it, let the conversation flow if it can. I can officially shut off my brain at this point. I'm going to take a sip of coffee to celebrate that fact. All right, so tomorrow morning, we're going to officially begin exploring the new Strixclassing concepts again, for those that aren't familiar, and I'll reiterate this tomorrow, but sneak preview. Strixclassing is when you build a prestige subclass or a class neutral subclass that you build a four-class, like a four-feature subclass progression that can be taken by anybody. And we've sorted out and figured out that the Bard and the Cleric have really strong 10th level features, but could theoretically be swapped out for an extra subclass. I'm not sure if any Bard would actually be interested in surrendering their magical secrets and losing access to the other spell lists for spell versatility. But if they did, then their 10th level would be freed up for them to take a subclass feature. Same thing, I think the Cleric walks away better than anyone else. Well, anyone else is just the two of them. The Cleric at 10th level gets Divine Intervention, the initial Divine Intervention, where you can, once a day, you can request any 5th level spell. Also, incredibly strong feature. I don't assume anyone is going to be willing to give that up. But if you did, you could replace that with a 10th level subclass feature. So, subclassing, Strixclassing or class neutral subclasses can work on any class because they all have four rungs on the ladder, as it were. I'm trying to think what's the right word there, but anyway, they all have 4 steps that they can take through subclasses. It's just a matter of would Bard and Cleric want to take those steps or keep the class features that they normally get. And then the other exception to the rule is the Fighter that gets 5 steps on the ladder. So it has 3, 7, 13, 15. Was it 3, 7? Is it 3, 7, 11, 15, 18, something like that? It's got a lot of steps. So in the case of a Fighter, if a Fighter were to take a 4-step subclass, it has its 18th level feature is unfulfilled. It has that fifth rung, and there's nothing to step into it. So the solution that we have is let them take an extra boon, epic boon. And then that really got us thinking, is like, well, we have the Villainous Path feats that have now been offered in the Unearthed Arcana, which you could take as an epic feat if you wanted to, as your epic boon at level 19, which then says, well, I mean, if you can take those paths at level 19 with your epic boon, then the Fighter would be able to take it at 18th level, because we're giving them the epic boon at 18th level if you want it. And so that then opens up the idea of are these epic boon paths, are they effectively subclasses? And if that is the case, I'm okay. The initial idea was, well, what if we just allowed you, instead of gaining an ASI or like a half feat, what if you could take a subclass? And that felt a little too strong for the ASI. It's not quite the same. So nipped that, but kept the idea of epic boons. I absolutely love locking that in. And then if you can take epic boons at 18th and 19th, that could build into a feat chain, which acts as like a feat-based subclass then why not have chains of subclasses that you could buy into at 18th, 19th, 20th level with your boons to buy into subclasses. And then the idea is, well, if these are system neutral subclasses, and we already have the bard and the cleric having the option of whether or not they want to take a subclass at 10th level, why not open that up to everybody and allow them to swap subclasses at 10th level? So now we're at a place where at 3rd and 6th, like you have 4 gears, right? Typically 3, 6, 10, 14. Although like the ranger is like 3, 7, 11, 15. It's, you know, they're all in the neighborhood of each other generally. But for simplicity, let's just assume 4 steps. Whatever level it is that you take those steps, they all start at 3. They all tend to land around 6. They all tend to land around 10, and they all tend to land around 14, with some exceptions that are okay. But having said that, I'm going to. Oh yeah, I like that. Actually, we're going to keep that. Smudge that in a little bit here, and we might need to add some more stars to fill in this nebula, to show them poking through the mist. But so yeah, steps, multi subclasses. You can take 4 steps in a subclass, 3, 6, 10, 14. Bards and clerics would skip step 10, so they'd be 3, 6, ignoring 10, and then take their 10th level subclass at level 14 instead for the bard, or level 17 for the cleric. And then instead we could go 3, 6, and then instead of taking the 10th level progression and 17th level progression, 10th and 14th progression, we can go 3rd and 6th for one subclass, and then start another subclass at 10 and 14. So 2 tiers of subclass, and then another 2 tiers of a separate subclass. You never reach that mastery point. And these subclasses tend to be front load resources, but I think that works. So I want to take time and start exploring those ideas. So when our Spelljammer campaign, we're starting at 5th level, and when we get to 10th level, we'll allow people to use this option. Is it something that you want to use? And if you did, like Battlemaster or Eldritch Knight, you could take Eldritch Knight at 3 and 7. That'll give you access to 2nd level spells, and then you could opt into Battlemaster instead. So 3, 6, 3, 7 for the fighter would be Eldritch Knight, and then 10, 13. Is it 10, 13? 10, 13 could be Battlemaster, and now you got both of those rocking. And then at 15th level, you could dip back into either one of them. It's a little clumsy with the spellcasting. We're gonna have to take a little bit of time to look at that. But maybe we'll limit it to, I don't know, maybe like once you leave a subclass, you can't go back to it. That makes sense. If you want to start pursuing a new subclass, you can keep what you had, but you can't come back to it. That'll help fix the Arcane Trickster and Eldritch Knight spell progression issue. Because once they leave the subclass, they stop gaining levels in it. So I can see you wanting to stick with it, but especially because you don't get those sweet 4th level spells until 19th level. It's not practical. If you're not going to get to 19th level, and like if your campaign's going to cap like at 13th level, then maybe it would make sense just to take 3 and 7 for the 2nd level spells, and then dip into something else. I don't know. And we're exploring the idea. And then the first ideas we're going to explore is start building color mana subclasses, like subclass blue, subclass white, subclass red, subclass green, subclass red, and then we'll do the pairings. We can do white red as Boros, as well as white red as Lorehold, to build out those mechanics and make these things. And since this is all built around the idea of all subclasses gain a mana pool, or all classes get a mana pool, so these Strix classes that we're going to develop can lean into class neutral features that instead hinge off of the mana pool that all characters have. So the manipulating mana will be the theme of the Strix classes, which is appropriate because Strixhaven, Strixclassing is where the concept came from, is a school that in this mana system that we've developed changes Strixhaven from being a school where you learn how to cast spells, and instead it becomes a school where you learn how to accumulate and use mana in your body. So subclasses that would lean into color philosophies of like you can I don't even know what it would be. We'll have to look at stuff and start just sussing stuff out. So yeah, I have absolutely no idea what these subclasses should be yet, but I'm letting it percolate, and we can at least get the scaffolding built tomorrow and start playing around with some initial ideas. It might be easier for us to start with subclasses with color dual pairings, and then back our way into monocolor. Like the Strix class idea, it'd be fun. Like if you are playing Strixhaven, and like you're playing a like let's say you want to play a Dimir character, right? You want to have a Dimir character in Strixhaven, like learning how to manipulate blue and black mana. You would theoretically be able to take blue and black as separate subclass Strixhaven class options. They'll have 4 rungs on the ladder, and you can decide like to dive hard into blue, or you could dive hard into black, or you could go like some crossbreed between blue and black, because there is no blue-black school in Strixhaven, so there wouldn't be anything specifically that they would be promoting for like the College of Dimir. It just doesn't exist. So College Dimir would, or Student Dimir, would pick from blue and black options. And since you're not blue-green, you can't take Quandrix because your color combination doesn't work. But you can take monochrome blue and then later or earlier take monochrome black. I think that's the idea. But once we get those things fleshed out, like Quandrix subclass, Boros subclass, Lorehold subclass, yada, yada, yada. And once we get those locked down, we can dive further, like the Boros Swiftblade, for example, I think it's like a 3-mana card. It gives it's a soldier card that has first strike and double strike there, and like a high damage. Like I want to say it's 3/3 with 3/3 with first strike and double strike. So they hit fast, they hit hard and often, and so that's a cool soldier card. So you could build a Swiftblade subclass that's white and red in theme. But like it would make sense for like a paladin or a fighter or a rogue or a ranger or a monk or a warlock to take this subclass option and get like Swiftblade options. Like the Swiftblade Prestige class from 3rd edition basically gave you a scaling haste ability that continued to get stronger as you took more levels in the Prestige class. We could build out a quickling haste version and call it Boros Swiftblade. So if your character has white or red color identity as part of your Boros, like if you took Boros as your guild, then that could open up Boros Swiftblade to you, or like an Azorius Arbiter for people that are white-blue mix. But these are such niche ideas that they would do horribly on the DMsGuild. They like getting ultra niche like that starts cutting off options. It becomes like just a design principle, kind of like almost like a fashion show for subclass design. It's not practical application, but it's cool, and I mean you could do it if you want to, but there's not a lot of characters. There's not a flock of players that are going to immediately want to jump on board having access to these subclasses, but they can create a template and a theme and an idea that others could build off as well. But having said that, the reason I mention it in all that way is that I can build these and publish them on my Patreon as fan content. So I can pimp them
on Reddit and other forums as, completed little PDF things that we build, and then have those available on my Patreon, and then finally give my generous patron hosts something to vote on and to enjoy. Assuming that y'all would enjoy that. And since we can, what am I going to say? The DM's Guild is going to have the martial power system on it, so we can build kits of powers for like the Boros Swift Blade. Like if you're using martial powers, here's the kit of powers that you would be able to make use of. And so once that book is published online, you would be able to then refer to the list of powers that we selected. So we'll have default powers, and then we'll have additional powers. And there you go. And everything will be framed system neutral. So it's like as a magic action, you can X. As a bonus action, you can Y. And it won't be like, are you a channeler or are you a spellcaster? It won't care. You can be either one. It's just going to be using action economy to expend mana to do things. That'll be I think, the general glue that holds all these subclass options together. Then it's just going to be a matter of building them out and creating cool ideas. But by not making them spellcasting, we can open up the idea, like if you don't want to give your characters mana pools, you could allow the characters to expend hit dice to act as mana, for instance. So, which is something we're already leaning into with the Death Knight option. So we're going to be looking at the villainous path progressions from the recent UA and look at what that shows us Wizards is thinking about how utilizing resources can work, and then dive further into that space as Couture Design. Anyway, I'm rambling a lot, so thank you for allowing me to do so. Let's add that in. There we go. Grab a shock of this and bring that through here like that. So yeah, we'll spend like an hour and a half or so tomorrow morning working on that stuff to get it set up. And then if everything goes smoothly, we'll have 20th level Mage Tower matches tomorrow on my Discord server. That'll probably we'll probably spend 3 hours on one match because 20th level characters are fucking crazy. But 18th level was super fun last week. And I'm legitimately looking forward to finishing the series at 20th level. I am now convinced and locking in that I am going to be getting a table at PAX West this year. And assuming I can get a table and I can get tickets and I can get in, I will book a table for I'll probably take Friday off work, so go in on Friday and Saturday. And just bring a book bag. Don't get a booth. Just a book bag, and print out some postcards with QR codes on them. My art on the front, my books on the back, with a bunch of QR codes that you can click through, that you can scan to go to DMsGuild and get discounts and stuff, and lead you to my Patreon for signups there. So between now and September, I want to get some content on my Patreon. We're not going to publish the sports book that we've been doing as Strixhaven. We're going to shave off. We're going to file off the serial number. It doesn't even play like Mage Tower, so we can't legitimately call it Mage Tower anyway. It's too different, which is perfect. The text is on the bottom. It needs to be on top. Text on top, so we can not have to worry about the background fading in or out. But yeah, I'm going to get a table. I'm going to get a fresh 32 by 64 square Chessex scroll map. We're going to permanent marker the arena, the boundaries and stuff like that for the arena. I'll get some standees since we're going to put it on my Patreon and release it on ttrpg under the Creative Commons rules for D&D, we can start making prestige classes or subclass designs for athletes. Like you can take these subclass options if you want. We'll be able to make use of the martial power mechanics in general, but we'll be able to use the same rough mechanical language, but change the language. We're going to call them layups. It's like exploits will be layups, and like maneuvers will be plays and stuff like that. So we'll have plays and layups and combos and stuff like that, using like a sports-like language to express the same mechanics that we've been using in our Eldritch Rugby Strix Mage Tower matches. Just change the language around a little bit so that it stays system neutral, and then we can add like the Book of Powers. We'll have our allowed like playbooks of allowed powers and spells that are legal in the game. So we'll just curate the list, and then we'll build. We'll pre-gen some characters. We'll make some character art for them. We'll build some standees. We'll get some standees off the internet, and then I'll print out the tokens in the little standee form, so we have little standees that we can kick around. And then we'll have a flat icon for the ball, so you can put the standee on top of the ball to represent I am holding the ball. So you'll have like this little disc underneath you that represents you holding the ball. So it should go well, and then we'll just do like 5th, 6th level matches. Just run a bunch of Eldritch Rugby matches. Have tables sit for do 2-hour blocks at the table. 2-hour block, then like take an hour off, then 2 hours on, and then an hour off. And like maybe run like 4 or 5 matches a day over the course of the day. I won't have a booth, so I don't have anything to tend. So if I'm between matches, I can just up and walk away and come back later. Sit down, unroll the map again out of my book bag, hand out the standees, and then go. So that's in Seattle in September. It is my heartfelt intent to acquire tickets for Friday and Saturday, and to run a table and start building that out, getting more people interested in it, start building it through Patreon, eventually get it to a point where we can do a Kickstarter, and then launch the thing. There you go. That's the first fledgling steps, moving out of the DMs Guild into something with a little bit more personal ownership that is independent. Like I said, like I've always said, I want to scratch off all the things I want to do on my bucket list, like all the things that I wish I could do as a 12 to 18-year-old kid. I'm now actually able. I'm skilled enough now to actually be able to pull off. So I'm fulfilling all these childhood fantasies of making cool Spelljammer ship art and stuff like that, and put them into a book. Well, I'm doing that like literally right now. Like all the Magic the Gathering stuff, that's finally all locking into the full vision that I had, but it's still broad enough that I can make it not Magic the Gathering, so I could do my elemental themed campaign world as a Creative Commons thing as well. I love elemental gods. I love elementals as like an alignment focal point, like earth versus air and fire versus water and stuff like that. I love that dynamic. So if I ever wanted to publish my own setting, it would be elemental themed. Okay, so we've got all this locked in. I'm pretty happy with where this is at. We're gonna do Nebula. This is almost, I need to pick at the top row a little bit, but this is successfully expanding out the way that I wanted it to. I think I should put a little bit of dark underneath there. And another layer. So yeah, I'm really excited. The muse just kind of dropped this into my head like 2 days ago. She's like, hey, here's something, like you said that you wanted to start doing like Patreon, ttrpg, Kickstarter kind of stuff. Here's something you could absolutely do. Have at it. And I'm like, thank you, Muse. And she's like, that's why I'm here. And much joy was had by all. The end. That's my story.
There. Oh, yeah, I like that. That feels really, really good.
Cool. We're going to leave that be. Let's jump up here and push this stuff out a little bit more. Apparently, there's a new season of From coming out, and I've been a fan of From in general, but it kind of fell off a little bit. It's like made by the makers of Lost, and like it fucking feels like it. They are resolving mysteries, but they're adding more mysteries than they are solving them, and it's starting to pile up on the how long can you people endure this sort of vibe, and it's kind of being self-aware of like, yeah, this is getting a little crazy, it's escalating, which is good because it doesn't leave them in a constant state, which I think was a problem with Lost, is that it just kept heaping on mysteries without answering questions. And then the big mystery of them, well, I won't spoil alert for you because for some reason somebody might not know the mysteries of Lost, but I won't be the one to reveal it. But the thing that everyone suspected ended up being the thing that it was. And, oh, sorry, spoiler. Which was a massive letdown. Everyone was just like, whatever. Paper tiger. Let's push this out here like that. See, we're almost done with this. I'm going to add in some more stars to help interact with this nebula a little bit more, but this is clicking together pretty nicely. Almost done. Okay, that feels pretty good, and it's filling the space better than it used to. So that's that priority is resolved. I just want to push down into this space a little bit more down here, and then we'll be able to add and flick on some more stars into the nebula, and then we'll move on to the next piece. Just our time frame is just really collapsing here. We have about 15 minutes left for today's session, and this is going to get. I suspect I'm going to finish this over the weekend. I play in a Curse of Strahd campaign every other week. We're currently 8th level, and so we play for about 4 hours every other week on Saturday night, and I'm not a role playing guy, but a lot of our team is. Or are, rather. So I kind of sit back while the role-playing happens. I'm far more into puzzles and tactical combat and stuff. The more mechanical side of things as a player. That's where I really like to be as a player. So when a whole bunch of role-playing happens, I only do in character and stuff like that. I tend to let the thespians do that side of it, and then lend my tactical expertise into combat to help make sure that we all survive. But as a result of that, I get to kind of backseat a little bit during that RP heavy time, and I just since it's a VTT game, I just have Photoshop open on the side, and while I'm listening to people doing plot points and stuff like that, I'm pushing pixels around on whatever art piece I'm working on. So, being that this is a Curse of Strahd weekend and we only have basically one more illustration to worry about, I'm going to have this finished by Monday. So, I suspect that means I'm going to publish it on Saturday or Sunday. Just depends on the time. Probably Sunday, based on the timing. So, by Monday, this will probably be done, which means that instead of finishing this on Monday, it will be finished on Monday, and we'll start in on the subclass. The subclasses book cover. Subclasses, and we'll have to start building out art for the Eldritch Rugby. We're calling it Eldritch Rugby right now. I'm not sure what the actual name of it's going to be, but I've never seen a PvP sports system for 5e. I haven't seen it yet, so I've looked for it. I haven't found it. Maybe I just failed my search, but as far as I know, it's a unique space, and I know 5e is waned in popularity, but it's a very tactical sport. So it scratches that tactical itch while being clever. Like, you can bring any of your 5e characters in and play, but we'll be building specialists that specifically lean into the mechanical options that we have for that playing that game. So anyway, whatever, blah blah blah. This looks really cool. I like how that's sitting now. That feels really, really good. So I'm going to call that done. We're going to disappear the bubble for a minute, and we're going to flick some stars in. How's that sitting? Yeah. So that feels good. Like, this being a cloud like this doesn't really matter, but I do want to have some more stars flicked in. So let's make this quiet again. We'll jump down here to a previous page. Let's go looking for some stars. There we go. Let's grab this one. Duplicate. Bring that up here. Fold this back up. Turn this back on. There we go. Jesus, that big old cluster of stars. How do we want to break this guy up? I think we can probably grab here and bring that down. Cutty pasty. Like that. Good, that feels good. And then over here, let's grab that and, I don't know, let's rotate it a little bit. Free transform, rotate some more. Drop this in over here like that. Jeez, there's so many fucking stars. Let's merge that down. Let's open up a star layer. Drop this in. And let's just erase with extreme prejudice. Transform. Free transform. Free transform. Okay, everything's getting reasonable over here now.
There we go. Add our bubble back in. Let's give that a flip. Free transform. Give it a twist. There we go. Get rid of that. Fade those down a little bit. Not bad. Let's go into here. There we go. And then here. Nice. Okay, cool. I think I can be happy with this. There. Okay, good. That feels good. I think that's enough star. It's good. So we can fold that up, fold that up, fold that up. Are we done? Yeah, we're probably abusing the space. Cool. Fold that up. We'll lock that down. That one is done. We're on to the next one. Look, we have more clouds to do. Yay! It goes on for freaking ever. Isn't that grand? Is this still accurate space? I think so. Okay, I'm going to make my computer cry. We're going to pop open the Word document, and let's see how it's sitting. Make sure it's all still proper. I'm going to take a moment here while that tries to figure itself out. Copy. Take me to it. Okay, 4th level unchanged. Cool. So we can go ahead and get that out of the way before it kills my RAM. And 745. Yeah, we can fuck around with this for a little bit. Let's open it up. Text to the top. Thank you. Free transform. It's full of stars. Cool. We can go like this. We can go stars, and we can even do this. Well, that's probably insignificant right now. Let's skip that. Sorry, that's a nothing burger. Let's get that out of the way. Here's our haze. Let's just start working this into the canvas. So we have a larger space now than we had before when we first used this. So let's abuse it appropriately. I'll blend this stuff down into here. Just reshape this stuff. Bayou. Let's just fill in the space a little bit more here. What we could do is just lift this up a little. Nah, that's not. Let's just leave it be. Leave the base where it's at and just push out. We'll do it like that. And like everything else, we'll add in some extra stars later. Fill up that space. I'm going to take off here in a few minutes. We only got about 5 minutes left on the clock before I bounce.
So we're just gonna push at this a little bit. Yeah, at this point, there is no reason for us to come back with this on Monday. We're gonna start. The Spelljammer subclasses book cover on Monday. Maybe we'll mess around. I've got some float. We can either do subclasses. We can do athletes. We can do spell point artificers, spell point sorcerers. I'm going to probably make some changes to the color mana spell point variant rule book cover, the core mechanics class. I might glam that up a little bit. I think I'm a better artist now than I was when I made that. So I'll consider making alterations to that in celebration of the new edits that we're going to be updating the book with. We also have the Martial Powers book that we want to make a book that we need to make a cover for. So we might just be doing some book covers for a while on the back end we're cleaning up and getting things ready for being doing layouts and then adding more art in. So notice, some of you guys have been here for a while. You feel how I feel like things are moving so much more fluidly and quickly now in comparison to the Eberron project. The Eberron was just such a slog to get everything to move, and this is everything since then is just. Since publishing that book, I just feel like everything is so much lighter and falling into place so much more quickly. It's like there's been a dam of creative energy that's been built up behind that Eberron project, and now that it's done, all that's just it's all coming out and it's all flowing together very smoothly. Very, very happy about that. Here's the thing about D&D. There is definitely a large contingent of thespian players that enjoy getting into character and stuff like that, and not that it's a true dichotomy. It's a false dichotomy because you can be both of these things. But you've got the thespian character depth and role play development, and then you have the tactical tacticians. And like in 3rd edition, when I was in my 20s, at the beginning of year 2000, I was very much a tactical gamer. I loved tactical combat in my 20s and 30s. I've fallen far more into political intrigue and exploration as I've aged. But for folks on the channel here that have ran in games with me before, I don't have a problem with just running combat back to back to back to back, and then weaving in story interest and riddles and stuff like that along the way. But I enjoy me some good tactical combat. Still, much appreciation for it. 30 years later, still enjoying it. So that tells me I don't think young guys are very different from who I was when I was a young guy. I think there's like the Warhammer tabletop combat crowd has a place to enjoy in 5e with individual characters if there's more tactical depth, and I think that's mostly structure, like how DMs structure their game around challenges and because combat is a puzzle. It's a physical puzzle with massive consequences of death, but it's still technically, in my opinion, it is still technically a puzzle. The action economy is different. The resolution is slower and more crisply defined instead of just like, riddle me this, Batman sort of stuff. But the puzzle is how can we defeat this obstacle by expending the least amount of resources, whether it's spell, hit points, mana, hit dice, whatever. So I very much fall into that crowd. See, I'm liking this space. This space is almost big enough for us to actually put like an actual illustration in here, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to bother with that. So we're just putting flotsam in it's just more flotsam in the corner. And it doesn't have to just be like a big square, like a big rectangular block of flotsam. Like I'm thinking about having it like be like this weird carved out space here. This I originally saw these ideas in Planescape. The original Planescape box set had all these interesting little ribbons like this poking into the page as like these little fillers. So like and that came out like I think about in 91. So this is very much scratching that Planescape itch that I had. Ditterlizzy was such a fucking awesome artist, man. He Planescape would not have happened if Ditterlizzy didn't have such a strong visual mark on the narrative of Planescape. Just his sense of whimsy and disregard for normal anatomical proportions just allowed to make super cool looking characters that were obviously plane touched one way or another, and it just made the campaign work. So God bless you, Ditterlizzy, for and bless TSR for having had the wisdom and inspiration to make him your guy. But I've ran out of time. This isn't quite done, and I'm okay with that. But when we come back, we're going to publish this on Saturday over the weekend. And words are escaping me. Nerp. Yeah, this will be done. We'll start book covers on Monday. Yeah, my music stopped. It knows it's time to go. All right, I could whinge on this forever. You guys know that. But I'm going to let this go. It's going to end up being something like this. We'll dot in some stars. I just don't have the few minutes that I potentially only need to get this done. Oh boy, I am really looking forward. This was like a major like a major priority for me to get this done when we finished Eberron, and it's just cracked off the palette. It's just so easily coming together. We're on the back off screen when I'm doing work offline. We're updating the revised color mana spell lists for color magic. That's going to be updated with the 2026 list and revisions here in pretty short order. Like maybe next week we'll have that done, and then we'll start in on whatever our next book is. So book covers. We start doing book covers on Monday. Monday night, we're going to finish looking through the Spelljammer subclasses that we created for the combat and exploration system. We'll be working more on Eldritch Rugby. Yeah, there you go. So that's it, guys. I'm out of here for now. I'm going to catch up with you guys on tomorrow morning to do Strixhaven, Strix class design. We're going to start in on that. And yeah, we're just going to carry on. So Fox, everybody else, thanks a lot for anyone hanging out with me. I really appreciate you. And like, subscribe, bell icons, etc. See you on the other side. Cheers.